Hi guys, welcome to another jackfrags weapon review. Today we are looking at the JNG-90 bolt action sniper rifle. This is one of the new weapons from the close quarters DLC, and I feel like I've spent enough time in game with it and looked at the stats to give you guys my opinion and some recommendations versus some of the other sniper rifles. So let's start off with some stats for the JNG-90. It has a maximum damage of 80 and a minimum damage of 59. It has a rate of fire of roughly 46.15 rounds per minute. It reloads in 2.9 seconds if you have a bullet in the chamber and 4.7 seconds if you are empty. It has a muzzle velocity of 560 meters per second, making it the third fastest weapon in the sniper class when you're talking about bullet speed. Okay, so what does all this mean in terms of actual gameplay? Well, my initial impressions of the JNG-90 were very strong. It has a super fast muzzle velocity, so you don't really need to lead or level your shots that much. It sounds fucking awesome as well, as my friend Tom perfectly put it. It sounds like you are smacking someone with a spade. I think that's quite an accurate description, but when you review things, you have to compare them to their peers. And the closest thing to the JNG-90 is either the M40A5 or the L96. So all three of these weapons are very similar. They have practically identical stats apart from one or two little things. So picking between these three weapons is probably just going to come down to personal preference and feeling at the end of the day. Just a quick note before I start comparing these weapons, I'm not including recoil in this comparison because I think that makes absolutely no difference to bolt action sniper rifles. Okay, so with the JNG-90 versus the L96, the stats are exactly the same apart from two areas where the JNG has the L96 beat. The JNG has a rate of fire of 46.15, whereas the L96 has 43.5. Also, the JNG, as I mentioned earlier, has a muzzle velocity of 560 meters per second, whereas the L96 has 540 meters per second. So there's a little difference there, but still the JNG wins out and it's going to perform slightly better than the L96. Simple as that. However, versus the M40A5, things aren't as clear cut. So again, all the stats are the same apart from the rate of fire and the muzzle velocity, and there is more of a difference here than versus the L96. So let's look at the rate of fire first. The M40A5 has a rate of fire of 54.4, which trumps the JNG-90, so you're going to be able to pound those successive shots out slightly faster. However, where the M40A5 loses big time to the JNG-90 is its muzzle velocity. The M40A5 shoots its load at only 490 meters per second compared to 560 meters per second that the JNG-90 puts out. And I think that is a massive disadvantage for the M40A5. I was a big advocate of the M40. You can go and check my stats if you like it. It is my most used sniper rifle. I have over 1800 kills with it and I'm just a big fan in general. However, now the JNG-90 has waded into the pool, I'm afraid I will not be using the M40A5 anymore. Now I know it's cliche because it's a new weapon and it's got that buzz about it, but I can't look at the stats and the feeling of the weapon and not use the JNG-90 when I'm in bolt action recon mode. It's just awesome. The way I play recon is medium to close range. I move around a lot and you are more likely to see me with a Cobra sight or a 3.4 sight on a sniper rifle than a 12x scope. The JNG-90 gives me the ability to engage targets at any range apart from extreme. If you're one of these guys that likes to play recon from way back and fire from those extreme distances, then just stick with the M98B. It's the king at long distances, it has the fastest muzzle velocity, the highest maximum damage, and most importantly, the best damage drop-off statistic of all the recon specific weapons. So if you're one of those players, don't worry about the JNG-90, it ain't got shit on you. However, if you're a mobile recon player who prefers bolt action rifles over semi-auto rifles such as the M417, then definitely go with the JNG-90. So right now you might be wondering why not just take the M98B for close and medium range as well, seeing as it's so beastly. Well, the main reason for me is the magazine capacity. With the JNG-90 I get 11 shots before I have to reload. With the M98B I only get 6. The rate of fire of these two sniper rifles is practically the same, and trust me, you will not notice a difference in muzzle velocity even at medium ranges. The JNG-90 shoots like a fucking railgun anyways, and I feel like I'm playing Quake 3 sometimes running around with this baby on Team Deathmatch. In hardcore it's disgustingly good, but the majority of Battlefield 3 players play normal mode, so that is where I am reviewing it. So finally, some tips for this weapon. The first thing is to get used to how fast the bullets travel. It will surprise you. You really don't need to aim much higher than head height for long range shots with this thing. Also, don't be lazy when you're sniping, and this is a good tip in general for recon players. Try and always go for the headshot to guarantee a one-shot kill. If you can only see someone's arm or leg, then fair enough, but if you can see someone, always try and go for the headshot. Obviously, it's not as important when the target is less than 15 meters away, because you can put that one-shot kill chest hitbox to work, but as a general rule, always try and get a headshot. It will make your aim better in the long run, and it will improve your hit to kill percentage. So in terms of my favourite attachments, I would say a red dot or a cobra sight if you're close to medium range. If you want a bit more range, you can go for the PKA 3.4 or the 8x scope. Laser sight is always good for no scopes if you're in extreme close range, so you can always take that as well. Just be wary that it will give your position away very quickly if you're looking directly at people. So that pretty much wraps it up for the video review, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave me a rating if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.